my third wide in my recliner that was in the third wide whenever we bought it. It's very nice chair. Mm-hmm. Welcome aboard. Don't everybody come all at once now. Hello, 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 hello. There we go. Hey, Johnny's in here. I saw that one. Oh boy, here they come. So, I'm doing this live to tell you that I'm not dead. And we are just on the road still. We are going to be heading home tomorrow from New Mexico. So we're going to be cruising our new 65 Ford home from New Mexico because the Cadillac was actually too good. So had to buy something riskier. I got bored. Uh, so going to be going home, and then I have a lot of editing to do. I'm going to have 2 videos that are going to come out pretty soon, right after each other. But it has been a little bit since our last video, and so I just wanted to touch base, let everybody know we're good to go. I just been distracted with other cars, more content, whatever. So, if anybody has any questions, I will attempt to answer them. But again, this was just like an update kind of thing. We're not dead. We are heading home tomorrow. I mean, we could be dead tomorrow, but at least for now, we are alive. So, ooh, that's a good question. What's the next build? We are going to be doing a 1970 Dodge Challenger that I bought. Very rough. Very, very rough. And I'll be starting on that once we get home, once I get all my editing done. How was Poverty Tour? Poverty Tour was fantastic. I would call it a total success. We had over 70 cars, not people, show up in Joplin, Missouri, and by the time we got to Tucson, we had about 60 cars still with us. So it was awesome, and there will be Poverty Tour next year, and the we're going to be holding an event as well to end Poverty Tour. It's still very much up in the air, but the guys over at Tucson Dragway expressed some interest in having our own event at Tucson Dragway. And JJ Bro, that probably answers your question. I'm thinking next year, I wanted to change the route up for next year's Poverty Tour. This year we took Route 66 for the majority of it, and then a very scenic drive through New Mexico. But and I was going to change it up. However, I think if I think next year is the centennial of Route 66, and if there was ever a time to drive Route 66, probably on the 100th anniversary, right? That might be pretty cool. I don't know. I'm still thinking about it, and we're looking at either spring or fall. Now, I would much rather do fall, personally. However, we don't want to be butted up too close to duct tape drags because, they need to have their own, they're well established, right? So we will try to separate our event from that. Michael Reynolds says he'd love to do it, but he'd have to drive from Massachusetts. No, Michael, what you do is you fly to somewhere in the middle, buy a car, sight unseen, get in it, and start driving. That's how you do it. And then if it breaks down, you just go to the nearest airport and fly home. It's, have fun. Whoop, 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 whoop. JJ Bro says, when can we expect the first video to drop? I don't know. We'll probably roll in Saturday, which means I'll probably be editing Sunday and Monday. I'd say Tuesday, probably. We should have a video out. Maybe Monday if I really bust at it, but I got a lot of footage to sort through. And while I do have an editor who helps sometimes, I'm not going to do that to him. I got like three different cameras. None of it's going to make any sense. So, um, I it's all kind of in my head, you know. I don't think anyone else could make sense of it. Yeah, someone keeps asking what my day job is. I quit that like a year and a half ago. Aughts Antiques, thank you so much. Yes, I remember the Jag quite well. Ooh, uh, you guys, one of you guys should have my number, but if you don't, um, text me or shoot me a message on Instagram because I know I follow you there. I could use Challenger parts for sure. When are you going to work on the red AMC? Uh, we're I don't know. See, that's Trump. I think we're coming back in like December to here. The thing is it's JD's car, right? Well, it's really hard for him to work on it while he's in school. So maybe we need to come back next summer. I don't know. We'll have to uh, we'll have to see how that all plays out because I already pulled him out of school for a week to do duct tape drags, and you really can't pull him out for more than that, you know. So YouTube is your main job and source of income. Yeah, yeah. We did a. I did mention that several times. When are you going to work on a car in California? Probably never. I don't. Uh, I don't know. Maybe Northern California. Maybe. Thank you, S10 Racer. Can we bring later year cars, trucks next year? You could have brought them this year. There was never any rule against that. You might get made fun of, but we had plenty of late model stuff with on Poverty Tour this year. When you do the Vanishing Point drive, do you plan to come through Reno? I would love to go through Reno. So yeah, that would be really cool. But that is a long ways down the road. Wait till you guys see the uh, uh, the Challenger. It's bad. It's real bad. Um, whatever happened to the Holy Goat, dude? We did a video on it like 2 months ago. I put the original engine back in it. Well, there's nothing else to do. I just I don't know. We drive it. Come to Idaho. I would love to go to Idaho. There's a lot of good junkyards in Idaho. Um, so that definitely on my to-do list. Are members still getting videos early? Yes, yes, you are. Um, you will, but I don't have any videos to give you early, so that's got to wait till I knock out the Poverty Tour video and then the 65 Ford that we're driving. I'll be making a video on it as well, and then you know once we do that, then you'll probably get the Ford video several days early, just so I can kind of space out the videos on the From Poverty Tour to the Ford. Mortsky lowballed me on T-shirts. Nice. Dun. Stephen Runion says, "What's your favorite car movie?" Vanishing Point for sure. Nathan Spiva, thank you so much. Uh, Dang. They are coming fast. Damn, Dalton, you've been MIA. I mean, not really. I post every day on Facebook and Instagram, which will keep you updated on what's going on and probably tell you why I haven't uploaded in, a week or so. Uh, so that's all there is to it. And I mentioned in the end of the last video that we would be gone out of town. What happened to the roasted goat? Still have it. Please watch the Outside the Barn video where I walk around and catch you up on every car I have sitting around the place. Thank you, Wesley Loves Lizards, for renewing your Low Buck Club membership. I thought your username said I love lot lizards. That would have been much better. You should change it. Did you get rid of the fake tack for the Holy Goat? Yes, I did. You watch it in the video where we put the motor back in it. We put a real hood tack on it. JJ Bro says, bless you, Jess.
Thank you.
Clue 27, thank you so much. Love the content. I love you guys. And thank you so much. Somebody's Subaru swapping something to a Saab 900. Good God, you poor bastard. How can one get a message your way? I mean, you can email me, pbgdalton@gmail.com. That's the best way to get in touch with me. And if it's something interesting, then I will definitely get back to you on it. I do read all of them. I do not reply to all of them necessarily. Scott Richards, thank you so much. $20, man. Thank you. I appreciate that. Chris had a great time at Poverty Tour, and I think everybody did. I haven't heard very few negative experiences, if any. Well, okay, a lot of negative experiences, but because people's cars were breaking and stuff, but everybody stopped to help. Everybody was there to fix, and we banded together and got it done. It was the best camaraderie I think I've ever seen out of any car event, or, well, anything, frankly. Where's the black square body restored? I have to answer that question every time, I swear. It's gone. I sold it. It's in the end of the last video on the compilation video. I sold it to a kid. It's his first truck. What's the channel update? I still have a channel. That's the update, basically. We're sheltered up here in New Mexico. We're hitting the road tomorrow, heading home in our new 65 Ford Custom 500. Yeah, Mikey, you gotta have you can't have cracks in the windshield if you're gonna race on a racetrack, unfortunately. Did they tech your car in Tucson? Yep, and it passed. No problem. Yeah, Buff is right. I mean, frankly, a lot of these questions, just watch the videos, guys. That's, if you, frankly, hey, if you if you're missing a video this week, maybe go watch some of the old ones you haven't seen. Hey, Christian, Birdsong did pass tech. They didn't give him anything over that. He passed tech. What do you recommend is the easiest disc conversion on a 76 Ford F-150? I have no idea. Not a clue. I would say Google it and pick whichever one's the cheapest. That's what I would do because they're all pretty much the same stuff. But you can't beat factory Ford stuff. Thank you, Budgeting with Kim. Thanks, guys. You guys are from Springfield, not too far. Will you be calling the Charger the Charging Goat? No, I won't, because it's a Challenger. Are you really an introvert? Yes, I'd think so. I mean, I'm fairly comfortable speaking like this, but speaking in front of a whole bunch of people, over 100 people, yeah, it gets a little nerving on me. Will your son help you more after he graduates, or does he plan on doing something else? That's 4 years from now. I have no idea what he wants to do, but I suppose once he's a grown man, he'll probably do whatever he wants to do. And that's fine by me. Hopefully, he goes and gets a job, like a real job, not YouTube, and, earns his stripes. When is the wedding? May 9th. How much has the trip cost? That's a good question. I have no idea. Um, Probably a lot. Probably a lot. Fisher Racing Enterprises. Did they check your shutoff switch? They did. They did, and it didn't work, and they didn't care. So good enough. Do you actually like the AG1 sleep stuff? Yeah, yeah, I do. I don't have any with me right now, which hasn't been too much of a problem because I've been so exhausted. Uh, but at home, yeah, I mean, I'm pretty much taking that stuff every night. Purpose of New Mexico property: flip and sell or moving to? Neither. Neither. I've mentioned it. We are just going to be hoarding cars here. It's a place to come down here, get rust-free cars, get them running, drive them home, and it's been working rather well. Cars are cheap here, and they're solid, and you get a lot more car for your money here than you do in Missouri. What engine is in the Challenger? It's a 318. It's junk, but it is at least a V8 car. So uh, we will be uh, removing that. Probably 360 Magnum is what's going in there. Uh, I don't know. It's gonna be fun. I've never dove into one, but man, it's gonna need a lot, a lot. I mean, it's not Holy Goat bad, but um, it needs everything. Any plans to upload a video or something of the wedding? No, probably not. I share a lot with you guys, but not that. Although if we live streamed it, it'd probably bring in some pretty good revenue. But no. Did you make a video at duct tape? Yes, yes, I did. We've gone over that. Uh, Dalton, you should put a 6-pack carb on the 2 plus 2 428. Well, a 6-pack is a Mopar terminal. That's terminology for Mopar stuff. Tri-Power would be Pontiac, but Tri-Power was not available in 1967. So the Quadrajet was the go-to. Multiple carburation on everything other than Corvette was banned by GM after 1967. So, no, and frankly, a Quadrajet runs better. I mean, I know it'll aggravate some guys who haven't driven a tri-power car in 50 years, but I own a tri-power car, and I mean, it's great. It's cool. It feels cool whenever you put your foot into it. It is a bitch to keep running right. What's the process for swapping that 360 Magnum to Challenger and carb swapping? So I don't know. We're going to kind of learn about that together. I know the Magnum series engines do not have uh, they don't have a fuel pump eccentric or any provision for it. So electric fuel pump is going to be a must. A The intake bolt pattern is different, but I got a Proform intake that bolts, or professional products intake that will bolt right on. To have a carburetor distributor is the same. I just use the distributor out of the old 318, and accessory drives should bolt up, I think. If not, I can make something. Any advice for quadrajet tuning? Get a bigger hammer. Did you get to meet Walter White in New Mexico? No, but he is on the billboards around here. He does not appreciate littering in his territory. Why is the dog called Fish? Because it's a fish. You can put an LA cover on a Magnum and run a mechanical fuel pump, but there's no eccentric, right? I mean, there's nothing for to drive the fuel pump, right? You got to change the cam. That's how I understood it. Connor just picked up a 69 C20. Gonna give it the pole barn try. It's about as simple as it gets, bud. You got it. Gas, spark, drive it. Have you considered a higher price membership instead of the low buck club? We actually have one of those. It's called the uh, Don't Lose the Shop Club. So you don't get anything additional for that, but if you want to support the channel, you can definitely opt into that. Need to make a trip to Georgia or somewhere in the southeast. We'll probably go to Florida at some point here, but honestly, I don't. It's just the cars are rusty there. They're expensive. If you go to the Southwest, the cars are solid. They're cheaper. You got mountains. You got canyons. You got vast deserts, straight highways. I don't know. It's a good place to be a car guy down here. Someone says I suck at these lives. Well, you suck at commenting. How's the plumbing doing? It seems to be plumbed. You coming to Vegas anytime soon? Probably not. Um, Although I do have a lead on a Jag out there. Did you ever own a car you thought was haunted? No, not really. Pontiac Nationals next year? Probably not. We're probably going to be busy planning our own event. So I'd probably going to have to back off of the events, kind of focus on doing our own thing, which I would rather do anyway. I kind of want to just make it a festival for us. The Cadillac limo. That would, yeah, okay. Yeah, that would be haunted. Not haunted, disgusting. Um, Haunted by venereal disease, maybe. Where is Junkyard Diggs? Well, he's probably in Iowa, I guess. I don't know. What? I talked to Kevin. They literally just had a child, my friends. You all got to settle down on that. How's the new place? It's doing really good. It's, saving money on hotel rooms. Um, and I got storage for cars out here. Practically call it dry storage, right? Uh, I don't know. Pretty awesome. What's the newest car you could bring to Power Tour? Well, you can bring whatever you want, but the newest car I would bring would probably be a 1980. But cars really stopped existing after 1980. So. So I do have a 440 lined up that I could put in the Challenger. However, somebody asked, said I should put a big block in it, uh, and I could. I do have one sourced, but you ever seen a 440 in an e-body? It doesn't look like a lot of fun to work on. Um, I'm I'm really leaning towards the 360 Magnum. It's a better revving engine. It's lighter. They still make great power, and um, we're I'm really leaning on to go in the small block route just so it's easier to work on, fit headers and stuff like that. Chris has a better channel than you, and he's a better wrench. Oh, he welds pretty good too. You're outmatched, sir. Yet you're a member of my channel. Interesting. Johnny got 18.3 miles per gallon out of his TA on Poverty Tour. Bandit style TA, T-tops, 4-speed, whole 9 yards. Uh, that pretty pretty cool car, pretty cool guy. His wife is wonderful. They really did a hell of a job. How did the Cadillac do on gas? Horrible. Absolutely horrible. Is a Magnum roller lifters? Yes. Yeah, all Magnums are rollers. Well, actually, all small block Chryslers from 86 and up are roller engines, which is a pretty big benefit to them. But the Magnum head flows really nice. It burns, got a fast burn chamber. Uh, just a strong engine. I mean, any 360 Magnum I've ever had in a pickup truck has always impressed me. So I gotta imagine you take that, you put a carburetor on it, and put it in a lightweight old car. It's probably going to be a lot of fun. Is the water in the black tank drinkable? You mean the giant black water tank out here that looks like it fell off a highway truck? Uh, that's feeding the water to my third wide here. Uh, it says non-potable on the side. I figured that must be French for delicious. Seatown Garage, would you ever consider coming to Ice Cream Cruise in Iowa or even eastern Nebraska? Would like to meet you, show you my charger. No, I mean, I would love to go. I just don't know if I have the time for that. Uh, if you want to lure me away, it's got to be somewhere scenic, you know. Do you watch other people's videos? Sometimes, when I have a chance. It's rare that I have the time, but when I do, yeah, I'm watching YouTube. Don't have TV or anything. The Somebody asked if it was a motorhome 440 I had lined up for the Challenger. No, it's out of a 68 Imperial. I don't know anything about it. I can't even get the hood open on the car yet, but I got the car for 500 bucks. So, worth a gamble. And that's a good 440 for sure. Pre-smog, steel crank, good stuff. Um, but again, it would definitely motivate that Challenger, no problem. But the extra weight and the really difficult, like even putting spark plugs in it would suck. I kind of want to make my life easy with it. Being you don't watch TV, do you and your son play video games? Yeah, yeah. JD and I play them. I mean, that's about the only time I do. But we play. I don't know. We play a lot of American Truck Simulator, for sure. Uh, what were we playing? We've been playing a lot of Crime Simulator. We like anything that's a simulator, mostly so we can ruin it and break the game. That's what we like to do. What do you think about the old 350 Buick motor? Well, that's a very general question, my friend. They made 350 Buicks for a lot of years. The early ones are better, you went 68 through uh, 70, 71. Those are pretty good engines. 72, they take a big drop in compression. And then 73 and on, they turn into giant turds. But they are reliable and nearly indestructible. What was the easiest car you ever worked on? Uh, hmm. Easiest?
That Ford.
Yeah, this Ford, well, I wouldn't say it's the easiest. This 65 Ford I just got is very easy to work on, but we did have to do a lot of shifter stuff with it. It's a three on the tree, and it was fighting big time. Had to put a steering column in it. So that kind of sucked. Uh, hmm. I would say, just in general, any square body Chevy truck with a small block Chevy in it, dead simple. They always run, they always stop a little, uh, and they don't care about anything. Hello, Wes. Welcome aboard. If you come to Idaho, I can tell you a bunch of places to visit. Junkyard with 10,000 cars. I'm in. I'm in. Send me an email. You can lure me. See, that's what you got to do. You can't lure me to where the cars are rusty. It's not going to work. And you can't lure me to where there's just corn. But you can lure me to Idaho, like if you want to like put me in a van and get me, murdered, That's what you do. You say, hey, I have lots of rust-free cars in Idaho. And that's how you get me in the van. What's your opinion on the Jeep 4.0? Great engine. Fantastic engine. Not not the coolest engine by any means, but they're dead nuts reliable. You ever wrench on diesels as little as possible? Thoughts on S10s? Just picked up 350 swapped 85 long bed. I mean, it's cool. That's about the only thing you could do with an 85 S10 long bed. So, yeah, may as well make a hell of a burnout truck. Anything straight six is reliable. That is a fallacy. I'm sorry. Uh, I don't, I'm just not a straight six guy. They don't make any power. And the only reason they live a long time is because they don't make any power. There's nothing to hurt them. They can't hurt themselves. They don't rev. Well, some of them rev. American straight sixes don't rev. Uh, I mean, just, eh, no thanks. Dumpster fodder for sure. What was your first project car? 65 Mustang. Can you see my comment? I'm trying to take to you. I saw it. Um, okay. Your favorite Pontiac? Probably a 2+2 I got. I mean, that is a hard, that's a high bar to clear. It would take something really, I mean, Holy Goat and that are kind of tied in my head. Ford Granada, yes or no? 302 V8. Yeah, Ford Granada, yes, for sure. That's a great platform. You can do a lot of stuff with that car. How's the Centurion been? Uh, Indestructible. When am I going to PBG West again? I Boattail Riviera. Absolutely. Uh, those are beautiful car. I've never owned one, but I would like to have one. Any thoughts on the aluminum Buick 215? Again, never owned one. Would really like to have one. Uh, they used those things in Land Rovers for a long time, didn't they? Uh, how cool would that be to have one of those? Uh, I don't know. I think they're a very interesting engine. I don't know if I want to pull the spark plugs out of one, but they're a very interesting engine. Have you ever heard of the Pontiac Overhead Cam 6? Yes, I own one. Opinions on the LS platform. Uh, Probably the best engine ever made. And I say that as someone who doesn't like them. I think they're boring. They're about as creative as a man bun. Uh, I Not my thing, but I don't think you can argue the performance of them. Anyone who does just doesn't understand how engines work. Uh, you you can't take any other engine, pull it out of a pickup truck in the junkyard, add turbo, and make like 600 horsepower. It doesn't happen. That's the only thing out there that can do that. However, if I see one in an old car, I vomit. So, you know, give and take. Did you see the 67 GTO at Duct Tape Drags? I did. I did. I was very jealous. That was a very nice car. Looked like a survivor. Mm. And yes, I did find my dad's Mustang. I've been in touch with the guy who owns it. He's not interested in selling it right now, but I made a pretty generous offer. And, you never know. The day might come where he wants to sell it. Hate LS, lazy shit. I mean, I think if you're going to hate something, you have to be able to have a constructive opinion about why you hate it, not just it's lazy shit. I think it's just unimaginative to use one. I would rather go slower and have the original engine in a car any day. And you can make any old engine make just as much power as an LS, but it's going to cost you 5, 6 times as much, unfortunately. Um, so, uh, even Pontiacs are my favorite thing in the world, but you're not beating a modern LS engine dollar for power with uh, with an with a Pontiac. It's just not going to happen if you put the same amount of money in both. Now, stock for stock, yeah, I'll take my 455 Pontiac against a 5.3 LS swap car if it's stock, but eh. Hmm. Did a roller did a roller cam 302 come in a 90 Lincoln Town car? Did you get screwed? No, that should be a roller. You're good. Should be a roller 302. It's easy enough to check. 455 and 454 difference. Everything? Everything. Literally every single part. And there's three different 455s. There's Olds, Pontiac, and Buick. All of them are completely different, and a 454 Chevy is completely different from those three as well. Would you road trip to Canada? No, probably not. Uh, maybe in the summer. I tell you what, I usually don't go north, but I would go to the UP in the summer. I think that would be really pretty. That would be a nice trip. Would you do a Fox body? I would, but it's not the one you're thinking of. I would do a Fairmont. Uh, I think Fox body Mustangs are, like, look, Vanilla Ice drove one. That should tell you everything you need to know. Uh, but a Fairmont is cool. Nobody knows what a Fairmont is. That's cool. Or Granada. Something about Michigan trying to get through. Okay. You live in Michigan? Great. Great. Pump for the next poverty tour. How about Texas? We passed through Texas. We actually spent a day in Texas just this last time. LTD2 Police Interceptor. I know where one of those is, and I'm very tempted to buy it. V8 and a Pinto. That would be cool. Something I've always wanted to do, but I think it's one of those things that I would probably really hate. Like, I mean, can you imagine trying to work on that? Or the suspension of a Pinto? No, I don't know. But it would be really fun for like a week. Good day from Australia. How you doing? Badass Eagle you have. I don't have it anymore, but thank you. What's your opinion on Pacer and Gremlin X? Awesome. I like both. Big time. I'm actually trying to run down a Gremlin X back at home right now. V8 Gremlin X at that. Fixing up the white Chevy truck from 7 months ago? Yeah, here and there. Bits and pieces. Uh, you'll get a body and paint deal on that probably this winter. Won a 2001 Pontiac Bonneville. Nope. Nope. If you're going to give it away, why don't you donate it to, charity or something? Thoughts on building a boat-tail Riviera? Yes, I would love to. Big time. Oh my God, cocky man. $500. Is that a typo, my guy? $500? Beautiful paint job on the blue Torino. Thanks, man. You just bought a gallon of the paint, but Jesus, that's that's unbelievable. Thank you. You don't think it's a typo? I mean, I don't know. Probably not. Added too many zeros, dude. My life isn't worth $500. What the? If you go to the UP, I recommend checking out the Porcupine Mountains. That sounds cool. Also, be aware if going in June, the flies will terrorize you. Oh, well, that doesn't sound like as much fun. Uh, but no, I really do want to go up there. I was kind of jealous. Kevin went up there this last summer, and he sent me some pictures, and I was like, yeah, that does look really cool for sure. How do you feel about the Olds Omega? Cooler than a Nova. Cooler than a Nova. If you have a 73 Omega parked next to a 73 Nova, the Omega's cooler. I'm sorry. Someone just asked road trip to Yellowstone. We actually did that already. Michael Lunsford. Oh, I know you. Uh, we did that on the second channel. We drove the LTD to Yellowstone. Our late 70s 305's decent. They're as decent as any other 305, as in they make no power and they're largely worthless, but they will run forever. And that's all about, works for me. What about a Buick Apollo? Yeah, I mean, so like Buick Apollo, I would put Apollo and Omega. Like my personal favorite is the Ventura of the bunch, but I would actually put the Apollo and the Omega above the Ventura, then the Ventura, and then the Nova is the least cool one because they're just different. Are you a fan of rancheros? My brother, have you seen any of my? You know how many Ford Rancheros I own and have owned? Yes, I love them. They're one of my favorite cars. It's a truck, it's a car, it's a Ranchero, and they're cheaper than El Caminos. Chip, long time no see. Yeah, what, 4 days? Thank you. Any plans for PBG events in the Midwest? Well, how about we see how I go about having an event right now? Uh, like in Tucson, considering I'm just some guy who worked in a factory for 12 years, let's see if I'm qualified to put on an event, and then maybe we could look into doing something else. But let's see if I can actually do this first. Build that AMC V8 and that Javelin. If by build you mean get it running and then just drive it, yeah, that's what we'll do. Oop. Any chance we see another international harvester? Yes. Just at I want a travel all in a bad way, but they're hard to find, which I'm sure you know, or a traveler. Either way, but I really prefer a travel all. Um, so I don't know. That's something I would like to have. And now I'm going to get a bunch of emails from people that'll send me them in like New Hampshire or something like that. And again, you can't lure me that way. Now the guy in Idaho, he can lure me. He can lure me if he's got a travel all out there. I'm getting in the van. 73 Mach 1. Interested? That's quite the blanket statement there, but maybe. Depends where it is and what the condition is. Thoughts on Coyote swapping a Torino? Very lame. Very lame. Very lame. You should be ashamed of yourself for even thinking about that. Have you ever seen or driven a GM Quadra-Steer? I mean, I've seen them, and I'm sure most people have without realizing it. They actually made a lot of those. Uh, but uh, but no, I've never driven one. What's your favorite car? Anything Pontiac, pretty much. 73 Mach 1, make you a deal, Florida car. I mean, you got to email me with lots of info and pictures. Exactly. Christian's got it nailed down right there. It's always Coyote swap or LS swap and not keep the original motor and not spend thousands of dollars. Yeah, I've never understood how people think that doing any of that is going to be better. Using what's already in the car makes so much more sense. Hold on, I'm rebuilding my numbers matching 70 Firebird. Hang on. Fine. What heads do you recommend, aluminum or cast iron? Well, what are you doing with it? Uh, Old dirty Castro. Uh, what are you doing with your car? You just want a cruiser? Then Pontiac heads flow really well. Uh, but uh, Pontiac heads flow great, actually. 6X head, shaved a little bit, it'll do you well. But if you want the most performance you can get, then, aluminum is the way to go. Are you more of a go-kart or quad type of guy? Probably go-kart, but I'm really neither. I'm more of like buy shitty car for $400 and then go drive it around a field kind of guy. How many cars do you own? North of 30. What is your thoughts on 67, 70 four-door Impalas? I mean, what? You're 67. That's what's got all the people who like that TV show about the ghosts or whatever. Uh, they got a hard on for those. So that's driven the market on up through the roof. Other than that, I would say lowrider fodder. Uh, but still cool car. Thoughts on 454 swapping a 1980 Impala wagon? Well, it literally bolts in the car. So 454 uses the exact same engine mount as a small block. You just bolt it in and then you're done. It'll locate in the exact same spot and everything will work. Would you ever buy a shitty carbureted non-American vehicle to fix up for fun? For fun? No. For content? Yeah. FCF Dave, thank you so much. Thoughts on 65 Rambler Marlin 327 HO? That's very specific, but a Rambler Marlin is very cool. What happened to the Air Force Econoline? I sold it. Well, no, I didn't. I traded it actually for that red Mustang that's in the yard. How about a Lacar? How about a no? Would you ever buy a Pontiac Fiero? Oh yeah, definitely. I think they're really cool. Did you ever tear down that 351 Windsor that Kevin sold you? Yes, in that video. I tore it down completely. Somebody's got a 289 in a Ranchero and they're a fan of it. You should be. A 289 is a great engine. Do you like Ford FEs? Yes, I do. Thoughts on a 1978 Trans Am? Well, it's awfully similar to a 1977 Trans Am. Finishing the wagon soon. Define finishing. I'm waiting on a lot of parts. If you can believe it, it's very hard to get parts for a 1964 Mercury Colony Park station wagon. So I've got upholstery coming, but it's back ordered, and yeah, we're just waiting. How is the 67 Olds 330? 330 is a great engine. Steel crank, they rev like you wouldn't believe. Uh, they're 330 Olds will surprise the hell out of you. What do you think about the Olds Toronado 66 to 70? Well, I own a 68. Did you watch the video on it? That'll tell you everything you need to know. Hello, Douglas. Someone promises they can find a replacement rear window motor for that car. Then you know where to mail it, and I will pay you. UP is great. Lots of abandoned mining ghost towns. Really? That sounds really cool. No, I'm serious. If we get a chance next summer, I'm going up there. Have you ever eaten really hot pizza and gotten mouth blisters? Yes, I have. I can relate. Sometimes it's just hard to wait. What do you think about late 60s Buick muscle cars, Stage 1 GSX? Well, that was only in 1970, actually, not late 60s. Uh, but they're great. I like them. I don't like 68 and 9 Skylark, though. It just, I can't get over the body lines on the side of them. They're hideous. Would you buy an air-cooled VW? Yes. In the form of a Myers Manx, I would, for sure. You prefer the 292 or 350 C10 motors? Man, I need to do a better job of explaining things. So both of those are Chevy engines. The 292 was only used in trucks. That's a six-cylinder. You're comparing apples and oranges. A 350 is a small block Chevrolet. It was used in everything from cars, trucks, vans, motorhomes, dump trucks, industrial uses. Uh, I mean, it's not just a C10 motor. You're that's just you need to like specify a little bit. Like for what? Towing? I would take the V8 over it all day long. Fuel efficiency, I guess I'd take the 6. Will there ever be Boom Boom content on the main channel? No, but there is on Pepperbox. So if you want to see me play with America's second freedom, well, America's first freedom, then yeah, I mean, go you get you a Pepperbox subscription. Chevy 305 or Olds 307? Do I have to choose? I guess I'd probably take the 305 Chevy because it's just easier to get parts for, it's cheaper, and easier to replace with a 454. Do you have plans to do another roadkill road trip? Yes, actually, Buff and I were just talking about that. Um, I don't know. Yeah, I like throw a dart at a map kind of deal. That's kind of what we were thinking again. But that might lead us to Florida. The dart might. Whew, oops, it landed right on the beach. What a wow. Would you rather have a Pontiac 455 HO or 455 Super Duty? Super Duty all the way, mostly so I could sell it and retire. 350 diesel? No. Plans for the Sky Goat? Uh, maybe. I kind of have something working in my head. You'll see. What do you think of drum brakes? I think they're fine. I don't know why people are scared of them. Do I want four-wheel drum brakes and a single pot master cylinder to go drive through the Rockies with? No, not really. But can it be done? Yes. Uh, let's see here. What happened to the Mustang 2? We sold that car. Challenger video is incoming. Yes, I'll be working on that probably next week. How many showed up for the poverty tour? We had over 70 cars uh, in Joplin. So it would end up being over 100 people. And there will be poverty tour uh, 2026 as well. Thoughts on early Pontiac 389s? They're great. Uh, Great engine, reliable. Kind of tough to do anything else with them. I have one. I have a 1960 389. I've had it sitting on an engine stand for about 6 years now because they're the starter mounts on the transmission bell housing, and I know they make adapters and stuff for it, but the mounts are weird, the bell housing's weird, the flex plate is weird. They're just an odd engine. It really needs to go in a car that it came from. 73 to 5 or 77 TA. I like the round headlight car a little better personally, so 73 to 5. Well, 73 to 6, actually. How far are we gone here? 55 minutes. Chevy 350 or Ford 351 Cleveland? I call that apples and oranges. Uh, a 351 Cleveland is in four barrel form. A 351 Cleveland is better. Where do you advertise cars for sale? On Facebook or Instagram, but usually someone just emails me and offers to buy it. Hughes makes an eccentric conversion kit for the Magnum to allow a mechanical fuel pump. It's about $40. Well, that's not bad. I'd definitely like to have that. Favorite non-Pontiac car? Uh, Torino? Probably. Duct tape caddy guy here. What's your favorite fast food place? Burger King. Always. Favorite Dodge vehicle of all time? 1970 Dodge Challenger. What happened to the white car with the Buick engine? You mean the 64 Skylark with the Cadillac engine, I assume. That's sitting outside. Uh, that we drove to duct tape drags. I'm assuming that's what you mean. We drove it to duct tape drags. That's what happened with it. Redhead Central, welcome to the Low Buck Club. Josh Sanford, thank you so much. Steve from Build Season says soft hands. Yeah, me and Steve drove 1,800 miles. Ain't either one of us got soft hands. Hey Dalton, who does your hair? Me. Crackhead's a marketplace video. If I had my laptop, we'd be doing that right now, actually. I need to do another one of those. I just keep forgetting. Four, three, yeah. Let's see. All right, I'm gonna take like two more questions, and then we're gonna call it quits. Somebody says uh, they have cool things to see in the UP. That's cool, man. Just email me if you would. What are the chances of doing poverty tour to the East Coast? Very low. Very low. What's the daily driver? 78 LTD. That's the gold one. That's the daily. What was the issue with System 20 U-Pole primer? It sounds like shit. I'm not a fan. I used to love it. I used to spray it nonstop, but they changed something. Still have the Thunderbird? No. Sold that to Casey's Customs. He body and painted that thing. You ought to check it out. My email's on the channel page, pbgdalton@gmail.com. Poly 318 in the Challenger. I considered it. I love me a Poly 318. I think they're a great engine. So I did legitimately consider that. But again, you run into the fitment issues. What's the highest mileage you've seen on an old car? North of 200,000, but they're pretty clapped by then. Will JD's Javelin be ready for him to drive home on his birthday? Probably not. I was hoping that would work out. If we come down in December for Christmas, I mean, he's got like a week off or 2 weeks off for Christmas, something like that. So we might have enough time to throw the thing together and have it ready to go for him to drive home. But I can't be pulling him out of school all the time. That's unfortunate. Would you work on a Mercedes diesel? Maybe. You could probably talk me into that. Do you like older Japanese cars like Datsuns? I do like Datsuns. What's the lowest actual mileage car you've bought? The LTD. Had 21,000 on it when I bought it. Would you own an Edsel? I have owned an Edsel. Ford 400. Good truck engine. Will we see a 426 Hemi anytime soon? Maybe if I hit the lottery, no, but probably not. That's just not how it works in real life. Ford 460, I hate them, obviously. That's why I have like 12. No, they're great. Fantastic engine. Car you would never work on under any circumstance. It's a good question. I don't know if there's anything I would never work on under any circumstance. I mean, I don't know, probably anything OBD1 and strange. But that's not true because there are those cars that I like. I do like some of those cars. I don't know. Probably none. I guess. I guess I'd work on anything. Would you rock a Daewoo? uh, yeah, probably. Like one of the little Daewoo little mini trucks with the dump bed. That'd be pretty cool. Opinion on single stage for a first paint job. I would do base clear for a first paint job. I think it's a little more forgiving. But if you're trying to save a buck, single stage is fine. Make sure it's single stage urethane and a solid color. No metallics. All right. You can shoot single stage metallic, but don't make it your first one. All right. I'm out of here. Go back, watch some old content. We should have a couple of videos out for you next week. Well, not next week, probably Monday or Tuesday. So, gotta understand, I edit the stuff myself 90% of the time, and I got a lot to sort through. So, we'll see you guys next time.